जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरवर धारी जय गिरवर धारी जय गोपी जन जय यशोदानंदना जय भज जन रंजना जय ब्रज जन रंजना जय यशोदा जय यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जन रंजना जय ब्रज जन रंजना जय यशोदा जय जमुना तीरावन चावती जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय जमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव श्री राधे जय माधव जय राधा गिरिधारी राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय गौरानी थाई गौरानी थाई गौरानी थाई जय गौरानी थाई जय गौरानी थाई जय जय प्रभु प्रभु प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय 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 गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव श्री श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय। श्री श्री राधा गिरधारी भगवान की जय। दिवान ग्रेट शील प्रभुपाद की जय। शील गुरुदेव की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वरूपकदा माय ददाति स्वपन्दातिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च शिरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च श्रीकृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंच कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Nice to see you all this morning here. Some new faces. Welcome. Where are you from, Mataji? आप कहाँ? Yeah, पीजी से आए हो? अच्छा, आप इंडिया से? Okay. Yeah. Sri Lanka. Wow. Nice, nice. Welcome to this beautiful temple of Sri Radha Girdhari Bhagwan. So, yes, today we'll first start with the Prabhupada's Leelamrita, glorification of Srila Prabhupada's life and the hard work he did. So let's read about him first, and then we'll look at Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's all right. You can hear me. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, London, a dream fulfilled. Let's see what dream, maybe. That's a long one. So the Daily Telegraph, however, carried a different kind of article, Hindu temple protest. That I think this was regarding the temple in London. Bhakti Vedanta, Mena temple, Hare Krishna. Sorry. Okay, let's see which one. Hindu temple. This was in Daily Telegraph. Okay. Conversion of office premises in Bloomsbury into a Hindu temple is being investigated by the Ministry of Public Building and Works. The article began. The devotees' neighbors at Bury Place and had apparently complained about the renovation that had been going on for the past 2 weeks. The article quoted a Camden Council member. If their planning application is not granted, it will cost them a lot of money. Prabhupada said that the devotees should do everything they could to prevent delays or obstacles to their establishing the temple and installing deities of Shri Radha and Krishna. He suggested that they go daily into the city, work carefully and persistently with the officials, and secure the authorization. Meanwhile, Sham Sundar should continue remodeling work at Bury Place. For Prabhupada, such diplomatic and legal strategy was as spiritual as translating Krishna or singing before the deities. He was serious, heavy, and his disciples sensed this as he looked at them with full concentration. His intelligent gaze penetrating to see if they understood his directions. This heaviness of the Guru was an essential part of their relationship with him. They were young men, inexperienced, and he was sending them on a mature assignment that required both transcendental and worldly expertise. Serving as Prabhupada's menial messengers and workers, his disciples imbibed his gravity, and they too became heavy. They too became dedicated servants of their Guru. To bungle an important order because of naivete or carelessness would be a spiritual disqualification. Prabhupada had often told them, a Vaishnava is not a retired person who only sleeps and eats and chants Hare Krishna. Message for every one of us. A Vaishnava is not a retired person who only sleeps, eats, and chants Hare Krishna. Rather, a Vaishnava fights for Krishna, as did Arjuna and Hanuma. And as the devotee tries his best, working in full surrender, Krishna supports and protects him. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, message to take away is no retirement in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada did not retire. He translated Bhagavad Gita on his deathbed, as you all know. You've seen the video. Okay, we should try to imbibe these qualities. Right. Chapter 5. So today, I'm supposed to read 2 verses. So I'll just read verse 17 and then we'll chant together text 18. You might have read that on WhatsApp that Kadam Khan and Prabhu was supposed to give class today, but actually I was supposed to give. Then we planned to go for holiday trip, but then it canceled. We canceled it due to weather and some unforeseen circumstances. Still not working. Don't worry, Prabhu. You can hear me. Then I had a conversation with Kadam Khan and Prabhu. He was supposed to take class. And he said he was happy to give it back to me because so that's why I'm here. Okay, so today's verse is I have two verses, so I'll do the 17th one and then 18th we'll chant together. Verse 17, Kastam soyam tad abhigyo vipaschid avidyayam antare vartamanam drishtva punastam sagrinak buddhim prayojayat utpadagam yathandham. Translation. There is no purport in this verse. If someone is ignorant, don't worry. Thank you for trying. If someone is ignorant and addicted to the path of samsara, how can one who is actually learned, merciful, and advanced in spiritual knowledge engage him in fruitive activity and thus further entangle him in material existence? If a blind man is walking down the wrong path, how can a gentleman allow him to continue on his way to danger? How can he approve this method? No wise or kind man can allow this. So this verse is spoken by Lord Rishabdev. This is Canto 5, Chapter 5, Text 17. Lord Rishabdev's teaching. He is speaking to his sons. So, he's giving lots of good teachings and advice how to pursue devotional service, bhakti yoga. So, I'll repeat this and then we'll go to text 18. He says, if someone is ignorant and addicted to the path of sansara, which is, we can say 90% of the people are like that in the world. Samsara means cycle of birth and death. Ignorant about spirituality or bhakti. How can one who is actually learned and merciful and advanced in spiritual knowledge engage him in fruitive activity and thus further entangle him in material existence? So, if people like, especially ISKCON devotees, if you see someone entangled in such activities, material activities, and going down to the wrong path, then it's our duty, if possible, to help that person. We just don't see and let them continue. This is what I think he means. For example, if a blind man is walking down the wrong path, how can a gentleman allow him to continue on this way to danger? How can he approve this method? No wise or kind man can allow this. So, now we'll chant this famous verse. This verse, first time I heard when I was in Fiji from a Maharaj. What's his name? Ambarish Prabhu's guru, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. In Nanbaraj Prabhu's home, we were having program. And he's very adamant. Everyone should learn the verses. And this is the verse I heard from him. So we'll go word by word and then we'll try to chant. Please repeat after me. Gurur nasasyat swajano nasasyat pita nasasyaj janani nasasyat daivam natatsyan napatish chasatyan namochied yah samupeta mrityum gurur nasasyat swajano nasasyat gurur nasasyat swajano nasasyat pita nasasyat janani nasasyat pita nasasyat janani nasasyat daivam natatsyan napatischa sasyan daivam natatsyan napatischa sasyan namo cha yedya samupeta mrityum namo cha yedya samupeta mrityum guru nasasya swajano nasasyat pita nasasyat janani nasasyat daivam natatsyan napatischa sasyan namo cha yedya samupeta mrityum. Right? Guru nasasya savajano nasasya Mataji. Guru nasasya savajano nasasya namo cha yedya samupeta mrityum. Guru nasasya svajano nasasya pita nasasya janani nasasya daivam natasya napatischa sasya Namo Chayedya Samupetame. Thank you. So we'll go word by word. Guru, I spiritual master. Na, not. Sa, he. Syat, should become. Swajana, a relative. Na, not. Sa, such a person. Syat, should become. Pita, a father. Na, not. Sa, he. Syat, should become. Janani, a mother. Na, not. Sa, she. Syat, should become. Daivam, the worshipable deity. Na, not. Tat, that. Syat, should become. Na, not. Patihi, a husband. Cha, also. Sah, he. Syat, should become. Na, not. Moch yet, can deliver. Ya, who. Samupeta, mrityum, one who is on the path of repeated birth and death. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. Please repeat. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. Purport. So Srila Prabhupada is giving lots of examples in this purport about the duties of these special personalities here mentioned in this verse, and also some examples. There are many spiritual masters, but Rishabhdeva advises that one should not become a spiritual master if he is unable to save his disciple from the path of birth and death. Unless one is a pure devotee of Krishna, he cannot save himself from the path of repeated birth and death. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, one cannot stop birth and death only by returning, one can stop birth and death only by returning home, back to Godhead. However, who can go back to Godhead unless he understands the Supreme Lord in truth? Janma karma chame divyam evam yuveti tatvata tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, you have to understand Krishna first in truth. We have many instances in history illustrating Lord Rishabhdeva's instructions. So, examples. Shukracharya was rejected by Bali Maharaj due to his inability to save Bali Maharaj from the path of repeated birth and death. Shukracharya was not a pure devotee. He was more or less inclined to fruitive activity, and he objected when Bali Maharaj promised to give everything to Lord Vishnu. Actually, one is supposed to give everything to the Lord because everything belongs to the Lord. So here, Prabhupada is giving example of a disciple rejecting a guru, spiritual master. You can reject your spiritual master if the spiritual master deviates from the path of bhakti. You can reject. your spiritual master. Or they fall down. So Shukracharya was the guru of all the demons. Yeah? Demons. He was the guru of all the demons, and Bali Maharaj is also a demon, but not demon. Really, comes from the family of demons, like Prahlad Maharaj. They are all wonderful, great personalities, devotees. So this is one example that you can, Prabhupada has given, that you can reject a spiritual master. Consequently, the Supreme Lord advises in Bhagavad Gita 9:27, Yat karoshi yad ashnashi yad juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushvamat arpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer or give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering to me. And this is bhakti. This is devotional service. Unless one is devoted, he cannot give everything to the Supreme Lord. Unless one can do so, he cannot become a spiritual master, a husband, a father, or mother. Similarly, the wives of the Brahmanas who were performing sacrifices gave up their relatives just to satisfy Krishna. This is an example of a wife rejecting a husband who cannot deliver her from the impending dangers of birth and death. So this is an example of women or wives rejecting their husbands in the scriptures. So yeah, do you know that story when Krishna and Balaram and the Gopas were in the forest and they were hungry and they wanted something to eat. So Krishna said, oh, nearby the Brahmanas are performing yagna and they have cooked a lot of prasadam, bhoga. So you can go and ask for some and bring it. So the Gopas went, the cowhead boys went to the Brahmanas and asked for some bhoga because they told them Krishna and Balaram is in the forest just nearby and they are hungry. Can you please give some prasadam? They said, no, we haven't finished our yajna. We will not give it. So they went back and told Krishna. Then Krishna said, all right, go to their wives, ask their wives if they can help you, give us some bhoga. So the cowherd boys went back and they requested the wives of the Brahmanas, and they were so excited. Ah, Krishna and Balaram are just nearby. We would like to see them too, take darshan of them. So so they were excited. They said, we will go with you. And they collected lots of prasadam for Krishna and Balaram and the cowherd boys. And they went to the forest to meet Krishna and Balaram. So there you are. They offered all the bhoga to Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram and the cowherd boys had nice prasadam, satisfied. And then Krishna said, now you go back to your husbands. And the Mataji said, no, we are not going back. They will reject us. We have already rejected them. They will reject us. Oh, so they said, no, we are not going back. But Krishna implored to them and they went back. Okay. And then the Brahmanas realized, oh, what a wrong thing. We have made such a big mistake. And they were repenting on their attitude. And they said, you are so advanced in spiritual knowledge and practice. We are just chanting mantras and doing swaha swaha, but actually you are doing devotional service, the Mataji. So yeah, then they realized and they changed. And yeah, one of them, if I am correct, one of them could not go. Maybe the husband stopped and she left her body there and then. She left her body. She couldn't go and see Krishna. So this is one example of wives rejecting their husbands. Okay. Well, this is happening currently nowadays. Yeah, divorces are happening. They have reasons for this, so it's there. Next, the similarly, Prahlad Maharaj, sorry, rejected his father. Prahlad Maharaj rejected his father. Who was his father? Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad Maharaj was a great devotee, and Hiranyakashipu was a great demon, opposite. So he rejected his father. But he still prayed to Lord Nrsimhadev to forgive his father. Still prayed. That's the heart of devotees. They always forgive. They should. And Bharat Maharaj rejected his mother, Janani Nasasyat. Which Bharat here is talking about? Srila Prabhupada is talking about which Bharat Maharaj? That, sorry? From Ramayana, yeah. He rejected his mother because she asked Lord Ramchandra to go to the forest for 14 years and let her son Bharat be the king of Ayodhya. So he rejected his mother. Again, Lord Ramchandra requested him not to do so. Okay, so these are some examples. Ordinarily, the spiritual master, husband, father, mother, or superior relative accepts worship from an inferior relative. But here Rishabdev forbids this. Like we accept worship, not really in arti and all that, but they show respect and get blessings. That much we can do, but not as a demigod. The word Devam indicates a demigod, or one who accepts worship from a dependent. Ordinarily, I've gone, yeah. First, the father, spiritual master, or husband must be able to release the dependent from repeated birth and death. If he cannot do this, he plunges himself into an ocean of reproachment for his unlawful activities. This is deep spiritual knowledge regarding our responsibilities as as a spiritual master, father, husband, mother, and so on. Everyone should be very responsible and take charge of his dependents, just as a spiritual master takes charge of his disciples, or father takes charge of his son. All these responsibilities cannot be discharged honestly unless one can save the dependent from the cycle of repeated birth and death. मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णाय श्रीमते Bhaktivedanta Swami. So I repeat the verse, today's verse. One who cannot deliver his dependent from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. So, very important and very powerful instructions given by Lord Rishabdev. Lord Rishabdev, he's speaking to his sons, and these instructions apply to every one of us. And all these people who hold any superior position, Even like the king or the administrators of a country or any organization. So it's very important. Um, Here, Lord Rishabdev is taking three roles in this part of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Rishabdev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's one role. What is the second role he's playing? He's playing the role of a father, thank you. And third one, a king, is, and a spiritual master. So he's a four roles. He's also a king, playing these four roles, and it applies to him too. This these instructions he's giving to his sons applies to him and every one of us. So um, Srila Prabhupada uh, begins in the purport with the guru, the spiritual master. Why these people are specifically mentioned? Because we have a very heavy commitment towards our dependents. All right, it's a very heavy commitment. Taking role of a father or a mother or a spiritual master. It's a very big responsibility, and we have to play our role as whatever is there with responsibility, great responsibility, and we should understand our role. Many people don't understand because they are not studying scriptures. They don't attend satsanga, or they are not devotees. Many people are like this. So they will be punished for this. That's nature's law for their dependence. So every father, spiritual master, guru, or king must advise their dependents on bhakti yoga, actually. First of all, they should themselves be fixed in devotional service. How can we teach others when we don't actually practice? So we have to become, the best devotees too before we can teach our children. We have to set good examples at home, everywhere, not at home only, as wonderful devotees of Krishna. Then our children automatically follow this. For example, look at these children sitting right here. They are sitting in this Bhagavatam class, which many people don't come to. Adults don't come to this. Look. And although they are doing painting and all that, coloring, or they are all spiritual pictures there, and they know what they are doing. These are some of the ways we, engage them in devotional service. Very nice and wonderful. Taking children to such programs, many parents are scared because their children are not trained well. They will run around, make noise, so they don't bring their children to satsang or satsang like that. Or they put their children, I have seen in New Zealand, when we do Hari Katha somewhere, they put their children in different rooms. All the children go there, make noise and do whatever they want. But then we have class with the adults. Then how can they learn? I remember like these children are sitting here back in PG. Our children, they would sit with us throughout the program, which is a good training and culture we should pursue and continue. So this is how the children, and yes, as I said, parents should become great examples to their children, and children learn automatically. They look and copy and imitate. They want to do arti. I remember my grandson, 2 years, he could stand and walk, Gadai. When we do arti, he wants to take it over. So yeah, we hold his hand and no, don't hold my hand. He wants to do it himself. And he dropped the week, we burn the carpet. and, and he wants to do this agarbatti too, which is not safe for him, even diya, but you know, they want to do it. They do it. Now he's doing arti in Latvia. So yeah, he's always there with his mom and dad, and they are always engaged in devotional service, serving the Lord at home, in the temple, going Harinam. So they learn. He has one of the longest shikhas, my grandson. I don't even have one. So yeah, this is one example. Training your children, you don't have to really train. When they grow up a little bit, then you can say little things, advise them. But otherwise, they pick up automatically. They, they learn so many things. So this is about parents, father and mother. Um, we'll talk about spiritual masters now. I made some notes. Okay. So these people are mentioned in the verse because we have heavy influence on our dependent. A guru has heavy influence. A father has heavy influence. Mother has heavy influence. Husband. We have heavy influence on our dependents, on our children. So, and these things shape their lives. We train them. They learn by our examples, and they learn to live the right way. So Guru has also a very heavy influence on the disciples. But Guru's responsibility is much more than even the parents and husbands and so on, because his only business is to deliver. His only business is to deliver the fallen souls, the conditioned souls of the world. That's the business of Guru, nothing else. That's what he does, traveling around the world, delivering fallen souls, those who are interested. That's his business. But the father and the mother has so many other roles to play. So it's distributed. But of course, they still have to remember, always keep in mind that we have to deliver our children from the cycle of birth and death. You can do so much, but the rest, when they grow up, then leave it. You can't force children to do things. From teenage, it becomes difficult for parents to control and instruct children. So it is said that mothers should become friends of their daughters when they are almost teenage and they grow, become their key. That relationship, not authoritarian relationship. Do this, do that. No, it will not work. And the fathers should become friend of their sons when they grow up and become teenage and so on. And then you will be able to train and engage them nicely. So a spiritual master, very important role, because his only business is to deliver his disciples from the cycle of birth and death. Not only his disciples, so he has to go around helping all the conditioned souls. There was an interview with Gaur Gopal Prabhu. You know Gaur Gopal? Very famous. And he was interviewed by a very famous Facebook guy. I can't remember his name. And the first question he asked was, what is the significance of the orange dress you are wearing? What is the significance? And then Prabhu replied that it represents fire, the orange, the brahmachari clothes and all the sannyasi clothes. The color represents fire. Then then he clarified what it means. He said, I'm taking this vow. All the sannyasis take this vow. I'm going to burn all my self-interest, all my personal self-interest in this fire. Okay? That means what is left? The only interest is for the humanity and for the living entities. Our interest is to help them, deliver them, give them this spiritual knowledge so that they can get out of this cycle of birth and death. This is what Gaur Gopal Prabhu said. This is why the sannyasis wear this orange cloth dress. And also their main duty is parupkar, helping others. You can only do that when you have to make your life very sublime, become devotee of Krishna. All right? Only then you can help others. If you are not a devotee of Krishna, how can you make others devotees? So you have to janam sarthak kari. You have to make your life successful as a devotee. Only then you can help others. For example, if someone is drowning, fell off the boat which in UA and is drowning, can you help that person if you don't know how to swim? No, you will also go down with that person. So first of all, you have to learn to swim. Only then you can help the drowning person in the water. So a guru has to be self-realized, a pure devotee of the Lord, and then he can assist his disciples. Srila Rupa Goswami has mentioned in Updeshamirta Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam. So these are some of the qualities that the gurus imbibe, and they definitely have these qualities. They control all these urges. They should be able to, and they practice for a long time, and then they are able to do it. Control your speech, control your mind, your anger, your tongue, your genitals, and only then you are able to make disciples all over the world. This is instruction given by Srila Rupa Goswami. So a guru has to be tolerant. He should be able to tolerate all these urges and also control his mind and senses, which is very important. Not only that, just controlling these senses, mind, and speech, and so on, but a guru or Vaishnava has he or she should fully understand and know that these three basic truths. First one is relationship with Krishna. That's Sambandha Tattva, Sambandha Gyan. The guru must know that who is Krishna and what is the relationship of the jiva, Krishna. Relationship with Krishna. Sambandha Gyan. Next one is he also should know the abhidheya knowledge, the process, and that is bhakti yoga, this process. Everyone should know, like the parents, the husband, the mother, father, and the spiritual master. Process. And then finally, the third truth he should know is prayojana. And prayojana means the goal, the ultimate goal, which is Krishna Prem. So these three truths should be there in the spiritual master and all of us. besides those, the controlling of senses and the urges. Um, Moving on, India exports the most number of gurus, most number of spiritual masters. And of course, there are some bogus too, bogus gurus. Okay. Yeah. And their purpose is something different. Hmm. So there are fake gurus as well as genuine gurus. Um, and many people in India would like to become gurus for some other reason. So there are these different reasons I can think of. Is some gurus, some people want to become guru because they want power, they want prestige. Okay, these are some of the reasons they become gurus. Yeah, prestige, power, and then some become gurus just to maintain themselves and their families. They wear orange cloth, and then people respect them. They give donations. They offer things to them. So they maintain their families like that. Others start just genuine gurus. They go on, and then finally, towards the end, they give up. They fall down. Some cases, and this has happened. So, yeah, they drift away. They fall down, and then they are genuine ones. They take sannyas and stay firm to their principles. And yes, we have lots of gurus in ISKCON too, and they are quite firm and established and very successful, genuine gurus. Uh, I was checking, there are, I think, around 120 spiritual masters. Not a not correct figure, but somewhere around 120 gurus in ISKCON at the moment. We have seen very wonderful sannyasis in ISKCON. Some of them have already gone back, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, gone back home, back to Godhead, like our Guru Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Goswami, Bhakti Tirath Swami, Bhakti Charu Swami, Kadam Kananda Swami. Wonderful, wonderful gurus. But they have left us, gone back home. And then there are current ones, they are still there, Srila Prabhupada's disciples. Can you name some? Bir Krishna Maharaj, Jai Pataka Swami, Devamirta Maharaj, Bhanu Maharaj. They are still there, some more, and they are still doing wonderful. Giriraj Maharaj is also there. And then they are grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are sannyasis currently. Who are there? Bhakti Rasamrita. S.B. Keshav, very famous one. S.B. Keshav Swami. Who else? So they are the disciplic succession continues, and we are so fortunate. The blessings of Srila Prabhupada that this thing will continue. It is mentioned that ISKCON will go as far as 10,000 years. Right? We have heard this. So there will be more and more sannyasis. Yeah, well, that's quite far, 10,000 years. Okay, so I have spoken about Guru. Let's talk about uh, uh, um, acha. I've already mentioned about father and mother too, as parents. Um, if we cannot deliver our dependent, we should not have children. You can't deliver them, or you should not become husband or wife if you cannot. It basically mentions about the husband. You don't become a husband if you can't deliver your wife. Okay, so who knows all these things? Here we learn about this, but out there in this world, nobody knows. Hardly anyone knows that they have to deliver their wife, husband. Okay. So as I have already mentioned, first of all, the husband has to be very fixed in Krishna consciousness, and so many times it happens that we don't get a devotee wife, so they marry a non-devotee wife, and then if he's not careful, there will be lots of problems in the family between husband and wife. So it is mentioned that he should be very careful. Um, don't become fanatic, Krishna conscious person, and impose these things in the newly married wife. Take it easy, train her slowly, and then if you do it with love and affection, then your wife will gradually become a devotee. But if you are very strict and chastise her for making mistake, then there's hardly any uh, future for her to become devotee. Similarly, it's also happened that the wife is a initiated devotee, but the husband is not a devotee. So it's similar story. Uh, Similarly, you should be able to carefully manage this situation and help your husband to become a devotee, and it has worked out many times, both cases, due to your effort and your love and affection. They change and they become devotees. So as father and mother, uh, it's a great responsibility to become parents. And then, of course, this is a big statement here by Lord Rishabdev that you should deliver your children. So please take this very seriously. Otherwise, we'll be suffering if our children don't become devotees. We'll get the result. It says there somewhere, maybe in your next life. So it's a big responsibility. Um, our children, as I've already mentioned, they learn by imitating. So parents set good examples, children will follow. But once they grow up into teenagers, then your tactics, your strategies should change as well. As I've mentioned, mothers should become your daughter's friend, a sakhi, and fathers should become your son's friend, very close friend. And you guide them as a friend, not as a father with authority. There's Prabhupada mentions here about husband not able to help the wife to become devotee. Um, I was reading and something came in my mind about Draupadi, Mata Draupadi, the wife of the Pandavas. When she was in trouble, she asked her husband. The Pandavas were there. Bhishma was there, Kauravas, the who's the guru of the Pandavas? Dronacharya. They were all there in the assembly while she was being disrobed. She asked for help from everyone. They they were just seated. They couldn't move and to help her. And then she was trying to protect herself. Dushashan was the one who was distrobing. And she was trying to protect herself with her own, strength. And then she felt that now she couldn't protect herself, and then she gave up and then surrendered to Krishna, and she called Krishna for help. So Krishna immediately reciprocated and extended himself as long sari, and you know the story. So we can help our children so far, and then when they grow, then we leave it to Krishna. We just pray to Krishna to guide them and help. We will definitely guide them and help them. So leave everything to Krishna, but continue to support, love your children when they grow. Uh, uh, Okay, I think I have covered all those. Spiritual master, father, husband, a mother, and we'll just worshipable demigod. What does that mean? I think um, eh, the implication is that we sometimes, we all have dependents, and we accept some kind of respect and worship from our dependents. So uh, we kind of become a controller, Ishwara, tiny, tiny Ishwaras. So we should be able to help our dependents. Again, it comes to the same thing. Um, these demigods, which we have mentioned about, they are all glorious, and they are servants of Krishna, and they perform their responsibilities. So their job also is to um, those people who worship the demigod. They go to the demigods. Remember that verse? Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. Yeah. Pitran Yanti Pritivrata. So some people will never worship Krishna because they are not at this level. So they worship demigods. That's all right. And gradually they come to Krishna, maybe in some life after lifetime. So demigods, their responsibility is to deliver them to. So Krishna says, if you worship the demigods, you go to the demigods, and then they worship forefathers. They go to the forefathers, and those who worship ghosts and spirits. There are people who worship ghosts and still, yeah, they go to their world. But Krishna says, those who worship me come to me. Very easy and very nice. So, so when you are in position of, I mean, you have a power position, like guru, father, husband, mother, and demigod. Um, you have dependents, so they become influenced only by when you are in the position of power. You should show genuine love, affection, and service. This is how you are going to mold them, transform them, your dependent. But if you just show authority and don't show examples, then it's difficult for your dependents to follow you. So you can only influence them with genuine love, affection, and even serving them. And by simply doing them, they will respect you. We command respect through inspirational leadership. So to conclude, yeah, it's time. Okay, so you can only help others when you are in that position. You have to become a devotee, show good examples. Only then you can help others. So you have to prepare yourself, uh, practice sadhana bhakti nicely, and grow in spiritually. Then you are able to help you, yourself, your children, your husband, your wife, and others as well. So we have to become really genuine devotees, and we have to show that we are happy and we are fulfilled. and become a devotee and you look miserable, then it's something not good for the public and for your children to observe. And we should follow in the footsteps of our spiritual master and great acharyas and devotees, and definitely grow in our bhakti. And this is how we'll be able to help others by helping ourselves. Yeah, Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. So any comments? Mm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good comment. It says you can leave your husband. Where does it say? Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, we have just read it. Yeah. Reject your husband. Okay, yeah. If if he's a demoniac husband, definitely you could. But try your best to, first you try your best to train him or not train him, what is, teach him, or so by good example, uh, try to make him devotee. First you try that. But if it's difficult and it doesn't, then your life is also ruined if you stay with a person like that. So just separate. The best thing to do is separate. You carry on with your bhakti and leave him. What can? Yeah, that's the best solution. Yeah, yeah. But in that katha, the husbands realized that they were totally wrong, and they submitted to their wife, and they learned from them. Yes, yes. So we'll become a devotee of Krishna. Yeah, you are okay. You are correct by saying that. If the husband's, yeah, totally against bhakti, Krishna, what can be done? You go your way, I'm doing my thing, I'm doing. That's my opinion. Yes. All right. Yeah. So according to that verse. I've touched both. Yeah. Husband should deliver the wife. If the husband is a devotee, then he can help the wife in bhakti, and then both go back to Godhead. That's how you can do it. But if you are not a devotee, then how can you deliver your wife? It's a grave topic. Eh? So you read it yourself and see what can be done. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay.